You are not a hero. You are a 26-year-old factory worker from Chongjin, 3 weeks from a labor camp for watching a South Korean drama on a smuggled USB drive. You did not plan to escape North Korea. You planned to survive the next inspection, then the next one. Then one morning, you understood that surviving was no longer possible, so you made a different plan. 6 stages, 1 border, 3 years, 4 countries, and everything you have ever owned. This is your life escaping North Korea. Stage 1. The decision. You do not decide to escape in a single moment. It happens the way water finds a crack. Slowly, then all at once. The USB drive was your neighbor's. 4 episodes of a South Korean drama, a documentary about Seoul. You watched it in the dark with the curtains closed. What you saw was not the wasteland your teachers described. It was a city full of light and people making choices, and nobody monitoring any of it. 2 weeks later, a Bowibu agent came to your factory. Someone had reported the USB, not you, your neighbor. But the Bowibu does not investigate with precision. They investigate with width. Everyone in proximity becomes a suspect. You are called in for questioning on a Thursday. 4 hours. Come back Monday. You go home. You sit in your apartment. You think about Monday. You do not go back on Monday. Instead, you start asking questions, carefully, in the way that people in North Korea learn to ask, indirectly, through people they trust with their lives, one word at a time. The answer comes through a woman who sells dried fish at the market, who knows a man who knows a broker, who has moved 17 people across the Tumen River. The broker's fee, $1,500 American. You have 400 saved. You have 6 weeks before the Bowibu comes back. Stage 2. The preparation. You cannot tell your family. This is the first rule and the hardest. If your parents know you are leaving, they become a liability. If the Bowibu questions them, they cannot give information they do not have. You love your family by telling them nothing. You sell your bicycle. You sell your father's watch, the one he gave you when you turned 20, the one he would want you to sell if he knew why. $1,100. Not enough, but close. The broker agrees. $1,100 now, $400 payable in China. You memorize 3 things: a phone number in Shenyang, a contact name, the route, the Tumen River, the northeastern border. Not the Yalu. The Yalu is where most people cross, which means it is where most guards watch. Tuesday night. The guard rotation changes at 2 a.m. Between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. there is a window. You say goodbye to your mother on Monday morning. You tell her you are going to the factory. She is making rice. She looks up and smiles and tells you to eat something before you leave. You eat something before you leave. You do not look back at her when you walk out the door. You understand, in the way your body understands before your mind catches up, that if you look back, you will not be able to keep walking. You keep walking. Stage 3. The crossing. There are 4 of you. A man from your city you have never met before tonight. A woman in her 30s who has not spoken since you gathered. A teenage boy whose connection to the broker you do not know and will not ask about. The broker is never at the river. He sends a guide. A man who knows this stretch of the Tumen the way a carpenter knows a particular piece of wood. The guide says 3 things before you enter the water. He says them quietly and only once. Move when I move. Stop when I stop. If you hear a whistle, go into the water and stay down. The Tumen is 32 meters wide. The water is cold. Cold enough that when you step in, your breath leaves your body before you have given it permission to go. The riverbed is rocky and uneven. You move in a line, the guide at the front, you third. You do not think. You focus on the guide's shape in the dark and you put one foot in front of the other and you do not make a sound. 4 minutes. That is how long it takes to cross 32 meters of North Korean border. On the other side, a tree line, a dirt road, a van with its lights off. You get in. Nobody speaks. You are in China. You are soaking wet and shaking, and nobody has shot you. The van drives north. You watch North Korea disappear through the rear window. The lights of Chongjin. Small, dim, getting smaller. Stage 4. China. China is not freedom. You understand this within 48 hours. China has a formal repatriation agreement with North Korea. Every North Korean caught on Chinese soil is returned. Returned means interrogation. Returned means labor camp. Returned means your family in Chongjin is punished for what you have done. A Korean-Chinese man meets you in a park. New phone, new clothes, a place to sleep. A new name and a cover story. You are from Yanbian, the Korean-Chinese Autonomous Region. 3 generations. Factory work. You practice this until it lives in your mouth like a fact. You find work, cash only, 12 hours a day. You save every yuan that is not food or rent. You move 4 times in 9 months. The network is everything. Other North Koreans, Christian missionaries, South Korean activists operating through organizations that cannot officially exist here. A chain of people, each knowing only the link before them and the link after. You become a link, 9 months in China, then the network tells you it is time to move. The route south, Laos, Thailand, the South Korean embassy in Bangkok. $3,000 needed. You have $2,400. Liberty in North Korea covers the rest. You leave with 1 bag. Inside, a change of clothes, the phone, $400, and a photograph of your mother folded so small it fits inside the lining of your jacket. Stage 5, the long road. The route through Southeast Asia is called the Underground Railroad, a deliberate reference to the network that moved escaped American slaves before the Civil War. The logic is the same. Move at night. Trust the guides. Never write anything down. Through Yunnan province, by bus and on foot. A guide who speaks neither Korean nor English communicates through gesture and pace. Move. Stop. Wait. Go. The Laos border is not the Tumen. There are no guards with shoot-on-sight orders. Just a crossing point the guide knows, and a window that exists because the world is full of windows if you know where to look. Thailand. 2 more days. Bangkok is enormous. 12 million people and you are invisible inside it, which is the best thing you have felt in months. The South Korean embassy is a white building on Changwatana Road. You have had this address memorized for 6 months. You walk through the gate on a Thursday afternoon. You tell the guard your real name, the one that belongs to you, the one no one has used in 10 months. He writes it down. You sit in a waiting room with blue plastic chairs and a television playing Korean news, and you feel something you have no word for in North Korean, because North Korean does not have a word for it. Safe. You feel safe. Stage 6. The other side. They call the processing center Hanawan. It means House of Unity. 3 months. Classes every day. South Korean history, economics, how to use a bank account, how to navigate a country where information flows freely and nobody is watching what you think. They give you a registration number, a real identity, recognized by law, an apartment, a settlement of $32,000. You stand in a bank staring at the balance on the screen for a long time. You order food to your apartment and eat it on the floor because you do not have furniture yet. It is the best thing you have ever tasted. You get a job, a real job, with a contract and a salary every month. Your manager knows you are a defector. She does not treat you differently. This surprises you every day for the first 3 months and then quietly stops. Your parents are still in Chongjin. You cannot contact them. A call from South Korea is traceable in both directions. It puts them at risk and you at risk. You love them by staying safe. You are 27 years old. You have 1 name, a bank account, a job, and an apartment with a view of a city that does not turn off its lights at night. Some evenings you stand at the window and think about your mother making rice on a Monday morning. The way she looked up, the way she smiled. You think about whether she knows you are alive. You hope she does. You cannot know. Every year, a few hundred North Koreans make it to South Korea. The routes are harder now than they were 10 years ago. The border is more fortified. The guards have orders to shoot. China monitors the underground networks more aggressively than ever. The people who make it share one thing. They made a decision in a moment of impossible clarity, and they did not look back. There are still 26 million people inside North Korea tonight, watching state television, living the version of reality the regime has constructed around them like a wall. Some of them are already asking the question. Some of them will find the woman at the fish market who knows the man who knows the broker. Some of them will stand at a river at 2 a.m. in the dark and step into the cold water and not make a sound. Most of them will make it. Not all of them. There are 1,000 more worlds like this one. You haven't been inside any of them yet. Subscribe to our channel. New video every week.